Okay, this is part 2 of 707 Studer Street, June 22nd, 2021. People are starting to go to work. Otherwise, it's a pretty quiet, other than between, the bus stop for the school stops across the street, the school bus. And we have a screen door on the front of the house. And I'll take you down to the backyard. There's a lot of parking here. There's probably enough room for, and there's a lot of parking on the street too, because we have a kind of a corner lot, but we don't have to pay the taxes. The taxes here are about $2,300 a year, which is about $200 a month. And they do keep the streets pretty clean in the snow, which is nice, even though we have our own. This is our neighbor's house. 2 lovely, lovely people that live there, 2 girls. And this is the driveway. Goes back to the garage, which we use for storage and our gym, and we have some stuff back there. And you could put a car in it easy enough. It's pretty wide. You'll see coming up here on the left a propane pig. That pig is rented from the co-op for $100 a year, and we use it 6 months out of the year for our downstairs propane fireplace, which literally heats the entire house. When we have that on, we really don't have any electrical radiators on. The house is electric. I like it electric because I have a lot of sensitivities to dust and allergies and things like that, and you don't get any of that blowing dust like you do with the forced air. We had forced air in Vancouver, and personally I'd never have it again, only because of the dust and the allergies and things like that, even with filters. And it's expensive putting new filters in all the time and remembering all of it. This is a beautiful privacy screen. This sort of plant here, I don't know exactly what it's called, but it goes bright red in the fall. It's beautiful. And here you have a female and a male sour cherry tree, and last year it really gave a lot of fruit, and it's really neat. That tree there was hit by lightning 2 years ago, and for some reason it didn't die. It just kept going, but then everything grows so beautifully here. You can see we're surrounded by gorgeous trees. It's a green belt behind us. I think Sask Power owns it all. This is a fence we put in. It's about 8 to 10 feet high. It's a privacy fence again, and we have a locking door made out of metal. And I'll take you through to the backyard. This is the garage. There's a little side part there for storage if you wanted to use it. That little gate comes off, and then we're going to go into the backyard. Hopefully I'm not too jiggly. This gate, this door locks, and this is the backyard. It's totally private. It's south facing, and we have a lot of privacy with the green belt behind us. There is a gate to access the green belt, but we never really go out there. So it has a fire pit. We feed a lot of birds here, and all of the we have tiger lilies, bleeding hearts. Back there's a whole bunch of lily of the valley. Over here we have delphiniums and hostas. Actually, there's hostas that grow really well in this yard because of, even though it's south facing, we get a lot of sun. The trees keep the yard really cool throughout the day. And everything that you're going to see in this yard will stay here in the house. We are leaving this house completely furnished, including dishes and everything else. I'll show you the inside in another video. There's just so much to show that I didn't want to do it all in one video, because I'm not sure how YouTube does look at things. Over there we have hostas. Windflowers as ground cover, so you don't really have to water if you have a lot of hot sun and no rain. Those are all lilac trees, and they've come out really well this year. And this is a little tree here. And as you can see, it's a very private yard. That's another beautiful lilac tree. It hasn't come out yet. It'll come out in another week or so. But it sort of gives shade when you're cooking on that deck up there, which I'll show you later, where the barbecue and everything is. These are deck boxes. And we keep a lot of like gardening tools, things like that. And right down there you see huge rhubarb. It comes back every year too. And there's ladders. You can see the back of the house. And another tree. This tree really helps to keep the house very, very cool on the south side. We really, maybe now and then when it gets up to 30, 32, we use a fan in the living room and the bedroom at night. Otherwise, if you keep the windows closed, it's really airtight, and we don't really have a problem with heat. Just like we don't really have a problem with cold. I don't know what it is about this house, but it's amazingly energy efficient. Okay, and again, there's mint growing back there. Mint's really great for keeping away mosquitoes and things like that. Not that we really have too much trouble. If you keep the grass down, you won't have any problems with mosquitoes, really. And that's from the propane fireplace. I guess you could easily change it over to gas if you wanted to. We didn't want to be bothered with it. It didn't bother us having the propane. It's not that expensive. And again, here's the privacy fence. This deck has been sealed every year. Over there, oh, those are lupins over there. They come back every year too. We had planned to make this deck go right over to the fence, but we just never got around to it. We had planned to do it this last year, and then COVID hit, and it got to the point where, and I broke my wrist, so I couldn't really do much. And the garage, all of this stuff is staying too. The patio furniture and stuff. You can kind of get an idea of, there's the deck that's attached to the house. And let's see, what else can I show you here? Oh, we have a screen door that we keep over the door of our garage. As you can see, we have a red door, matches the fire pit. And the screen door is actually for, because we like to leave the door open, and when we're going in and out doing gardening and just being out here, because it's all electric. It has its own panel, and it has electricity. And the thing is, you can, play music and stuff like that. It's got outdoor plugs. The front of the house has an outdoor plug too. We're leaving all of the extension cords that you use for your vehicle during the winter months, because you need to plug it in sometimes if it gets really cold. And there's two really good plugs out at the front as well as at the back here. I'll take you down here a little ways. As you can, as one of my friends said, you could sunbathe naked out here if you wanted to. I'm not going to do that because I think I'm too old and not in good enough shape. I'll leave that to some of the younger folks to do that. But yeah, you could, because you don't have anybody behind you. As you can see over there, those are trails, and you can take them right into the school. It goes right over to the school that's over on Bedford, I think it is. I'm not sure if it's Bedford or Boardman. And over here, this is where this little teepee over here by my bird feeding station. Those are oak tree, 100-year-old tree sticks, limbs. We had a arborist in Vancouver that looked after our 100-year-old oak tree. It was an oak tree that was probably the last one in the area that had survived. And every year he used to take branches and stuff off. And I actually brought these with me because I just loved that tree so much. And we made a teepee out of it. And as you can see, we've just started growing the vines that are at the side that I showed you earlier, the side of the garden and that fence. These are probably going to end up covering the whole fence eventually too. And these are delphiniums. They grow enormously. And Again, this is sun in the morning. This is around 9 o'clock in the morning. So you've got a really nice sort of a warm, not too hot backyard if you want to come out for coffee in the morning. That's what we generally do anyway. And there's the garage. That's the gate we came into. This is the deck over here. I plant the petunias just for the butterflies and the bees. And I do those every year. The pots will be staying as well. Same thing with all of these chairs. And we've also got squirrels that will come and eat right out of your hand if you want to feed them. We buy nuts in the shell from, where's that place? Bulk Barn down in Prince Albert. It's about $100 a bag, and that lasts for about 3 months, 4 months. We usually get a couple bags and feed the squirrels and that. Over there is where we keep all of our gardening stuff and the gas for the generator and the lawnmower and stuff. That's a lawnmower there and a wheelbarrow. And that's about, this is the fire pit here. You could actually move it out. Since we've been here, we've had a lot more tree cover, as you can see. But it's been very helpful in the winter time if you want to come out and sit and just sort of enjoy the cooler weather when there's no leaves on the trees. And that's about that for now.